It's IBC 2023. We're in Hall 7 and we're on the GB Labs stand, and I'm joined by Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. So, very busy hall, as
Yes,
always,
it
in
is.
Hall 7.
Absolutely.
What are the highlights that GB Labs are talking to customers about this year at the show?
Well, we've got several new innovations that we're talking about this year. First is that we are starting to release some special projects focused around the NVMe range, where we're getting significant performance out of very small form factors. These are great for going on set, going on location, and for using them as acceleration boxes for our other product, which we're talking about, which is Unify Hub. That's our hybrid working solution, which is slightly different than a home working solution in that we've really been developing products throughout starting before and now during the pandemic, for people who are going to be working both in and out of the office. And that is a trend that we've been seeing both in the Americas and in Europe, where people are no longer spending the entire work week in the office. Mondays and Fridays are very often from home, and sometimes more than that. So what we've done is created a system that allows us to use block level acceleration combined with our own cloud or not, to have your shared workspaces mount exactly the same in the office as they do at home. And that's going to be under any protocol. So while you're working locally, that'll be SMB, NFS, AFP, whatever software you're using requires. And then when you're working remotely, that's going to be under S3, so you get that wonderful stability over distance. The other thing that we've been talking about is our partnership with our partner Storj, and that is our own cloud that we have launched in the last year called Nebula. And what Nebula is doing that is really innovative is that we've sort of blown up the concept of cloud, in that it's no longer just like a data center with one geography with a bunch of servers with your data there. We're now taking your data, we're shredding it into very small bits, we're encrypting it, and we're spreading it across 23,000 servers that are proprietary. But by pre-positioning it redundantly around the world, we're now getting really incredible transfer speeds over distance. So the farther away you go, the relatively faster our cloud solution is compared to the competition that's out there.
Cool. And you mentioned about remote working and working at home. Post-pandemic, what sort of trends are you seeing?
Well, it's absolutely hybrid. So we are seeing, at least in the States, as well as in parts of Europe, I'm going to be more familiar with the Americas since I live in Los Angeles. We've seen a lot of editors who have moved away from the major editing hubs, Los Angeles, New York, etc. And they've taken up homes in areas that are not traditionally known for media because it's more affordable. They started families. They don't want to be in large cities for that. So we have this talent pool that's now geographically dispersed, and by creating this hybrid work environment, they're now able to come in and out of the office on a limited basis and then get the majority of their work done at home while still being able to have face-to-face collaboration time. And what we're doing is taking out all of the administrative time of relinking by using our technology called OnePath, so that there is no relinking that's ever necessary again.
Cool. So most innovation comes out of challenges. You're listening to your customers, I'm sure, all the time, and hence developing the next set of products.
Absolutely.
What are you hearing either at the show or in general about what challenges people might be facing now, and what indeed you can be helping with in the future?
I mean, we took a very proactive approach towards our product development, in that we are looking at some very interesting trends that we could see coming, like hybrid work. We could sort of forecast that during the pandemic. We knew that once people got used to working remotely, they were not going to want to give that up, because nobody wants to sit in traffic of any kind, especially in Los Angeles. But we also have been talking with our partners and talking with our clients about what they really want, and it's become very interesting. We're working with a lot of studios and other major media companies in Los Angeles. We're seeing a lot of research and development on their end. A lot of companies are basically in a holding pattern right now because of the strike, but they're using that time to actively investigate where they want to be technologically when the strike is over. So they're doing a lot of research. We're taking a lot of meetings. We're doing a lot of POC work with them. And we are seeing sales happening now in anticipation of the strike ending. But we also know that there's going to be a flood of sales coming as soon as that strike is over.
Yeah, so the strike you're talking about, just in case people aren't aware?
So that's going to be within the entertainment industry. SAG and the WGA, the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild, are on strike globally because of some existential issues around AI and around some other issues as far as employment and it's a much more detailed conversation than
Yeah,
we're going to
yeah.
have here today.
Yeah.
But this has been a long-going strike that looks like it's not going to end until next year at this point. We are hoping for next month, but it's going to look like the new year.
That's obviously having a massive impact on productions that are
It's having a huge impact, and it's been interesting because it's given the the owners of the studios and all these other production companies time to actually spend on research and thinking through their technological solutions.
Yeah.
And we're helping them with that at this point, and we're working with our reselling partners on that. But the sales we know are going to come, and they're going to come hard and fast as soon as the end of the strike looks to be imminent.
Yeah, in a similar way when we've all been through COVID.
Yes.
And we've come out hopefully stronger from it.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's definitely changed how we perceive work, and what our challenge has been is staying ahead of that curve so that we can have the products that are ready to meet the moment as work is changing and evolving very rapidly.
Yeah, Matt, it's lovely to talk to you. People can find you here at IBC in Hall 7.
Yes, you can.
If they're not at the show, where's the best place for them to find out about everything that GB Labs offer?
Well, there are multiple ways you can get in touch with us. Our website's the most obvious. You can go to gblabs.com or gblabs.co.uk, of course, if you're in the UK. And then you can also reach out to us through pretty much any local reseller in the US, UK, EMA, APAC. We're pretty well known, and we'll also be happy to take your call or email.
Fantastic, Matt. Thank you very much indeed. Do check out those websites, and for everything that GB Labs can do, if you're at the show, do pop into Hall 7. And of course, everything else that we're doing at IBC, you can check that out on kitplus.com.